I come to North Fulton Charities twice a week to volunteer to do whatever tasks are needed in the thrift store, and I like that I don't always know what I will be doing. Sometimes I'll be working in toys, and sometimes in shoes, and sometimes in sorting clothes or hanging things up, or taking things from one area and putting them out in another. So I like that I never quite know. It won't always be the same. So because our children went to a faith-based school, it was important to us to make sure that they had some very real contact with people who had less than they did, because oftentimes in private schools you have people with tremendous means, and it becomes like a bubble, and you don't really realize just how diverse our community is. Income diversity, ethnic diversity, religious diversity, all kinds of family dynamics that come into play. But when you're kind of insulated from that, then you think the whole world is one way. So over time, as the children were exposed to North Fulton Community Charities through their own service projects at school, I was kind of in the background, not being too terribly involved charitably through this organization. But last summer, our youngest daughter and I started volunteering on Saturday mornings because it became very clear that she needed to really be exposed to the folks that live in her own community that are right there, but she was kind of never aware of them. And it started off very simply. So for 4 hours every Saturday morning, she and I would come to North Fulton, and we did the background check, and we did all the stuff that you had to do to become a volunteer, and then we would put on plastic blue gloves and dive in and just start doing whatever was needed to be done in the thrift store. So it became very hands-on, and it became a very real exposure to the work that happens. And as time went on, it became very clear to me that it's a very short supply chain. So I take these shoes or purses or plates, and I make them presentable, and I put them out on the counter, and someone buys them. And when someone buys them and checks out at the cash register, the store makes money. When the store makes money, they can buy food, they can buy transportation, they can buy education, they can give access to someone that doesn't have access to these things, and it just helps to improve his or her life. So as I see it, is that it's a very short supply chain, but it's a very important one, right? These little hands doing some small task means that someone's going to have dinner tonight. So I love that there was no overhead. So when Cecilia and I were putting out shoes or putting out books or sweeping up stuff to make the thrift store make money, it meant somebody was going to have a better chance. It literally probably that very same week or that very same day. So that's what appealed to us about this particular type of volunteering, was that there's no overhead. Everybody is important. Because I went into volunteering thinking, it's my turn to do something good for someone else, right? I'm at a stage in my life where I now have more time to give to other people. The children are grown, so I have now more time on my hands, and so I made volunteering a priority for me because I thought selfishly, this will make me feel better, or this will make me feel good, like I'm doing something good for someone else. And what I found now, that it's a joy to come to North Fulton Charities, because now I have like a little community of people who know me and know my strengths and know what I enjoy doing and know about my family and where they are and where they're in college and all those kinds of things. So it becomes a place where it's comfortable and lovely to volunteer, and I didn't expect that.